You are listening to the First Down Breakdown with Beast and Breeze picks.
Like I've been ballin' 'cause I'm really ballin'. I wanna buy the Jags, I'm not really sorry.
What is going on, folks? Welcome back to the First Down Breakdown. As always, my name is Beast Picks. This is my guy Breeze Picks. Man, week 16 of the NFL season is here. Coming off a hot week myself. I didn't think it could be done, but a nice 5-0 up on the board. Got to be happy with it. Getting hot the last 2 weeks. Still, man, sitting on the year though. Breeze 57, 44 and 2. I'm up to 56 and 46. If you guys have been along for the ride, we've been kind of up and down at different points this season, but pretty consistent all the way through. And when it's week 16, we're both sitting, 10 plus games above positive. I'd say it's a success. Pretty excited though, Christmas week, some of us have work off, some of us Breeze is about to be off pretty soon here. You got to be excited, man. We got NFL football on Christmas. We got NFL games on Thursday and Sunday. Can't really ask for much more, man. How you doing today, Breeze?
Doing well. Happy for you. 5-0, big week. I'll eat my words. I was giving you a lot of shit last week, so
yeah,
you can give me all the shit you want. I went 1-3, so
there you go, man.
Hopefully we can flip it around here. Maybe Christmas is what I need to give me some good juju.
Yeah. Vibes are high this week. A lot of people, like I said, getting off work, so you gotta be excited. And hey, you never know. Maybe the Christmas, miracle is we're gonna both pull off perfect weeks here. Hey, we did it. I did it last week, so I didn't think it could be done. It was the ugliest card of the year. We had Lions, who somehow actually pulled off, an outright
I don't know why
win.
we're winning. I don't know why we're winning.
I don't get it either. It's frustrating because we're actually screwing up draft position, but seeing them take down the Cardinals last week was like just absurd. I thought I was watching, it was crazy. But anyway, so we got a lot of fun games though this week. I think the card this week, I'm more excited about it as far as games wise. There's some really good games on Christmas. There's some really good games on Thursday, Sunday as well. So excited at least from a watch standpoint. Last week with COVID, it was kind of gross, man. Like a lot of the games, it wasn't really what you were expecting. You expected to see, a lot of guys out there that, ended up getting COVID. So it affected the games. You had games being pushed to Tuesday. It was all over the place. I don't know how, it went well from a gambling standpoint. I thought it would be an absolute mess. Sure it was for some people, but man. What's that?
I enjoyed the Tuesday games. I hope they maybe incorporate maybe a Tuesday game in the future. I thought it was, just an extra day to watch football. But yeah, I agree. Like a lot of the games were pretty boring.
Yeah, I like the Saturday game thing. Every year they do it, you know what I mean, around Christmas. And it's just a way to get more games in and stuff. But it excites me. And then obviously in the playoffs, they're going to be doing Saturday games. So I'm a fan of it. Obviously there's college football and stuff kind of heating up. Last week's college football was not that great, but we had some interesting games this week, like the Potato Bowl. But so
get those fries dumped.
Yeah, I was gonna say, get those fries dumped, man. But it's getting into that time of the year where a lot of teams fighting for playoff spots. I was looking at this morning. I want to see there's 4 teams tied for like the last AFC wildcard spot, and then another team like 1 game out. So I think that's probably why the games, in my opinion, are getting more exciting because you have these division games, and so it's gonna get really interesting. Matchups are gonna matter a lot more than they did, and it really comes down to can you pick the teams that are kind of peaking at the right spots. So.
Sure.
But with that said, man, we can kind of get into the Thursday night games. I know everybody's been probably waiting for that. And I know you got to play on this one. So lead it off, man.
Yeah, I feel like Thursdays haven't been great with me. But, why not always we're doing it for the people, right? So I got to play taking 49ers -3 in this one. Titans are out with some of their offensive linemen. They've lost 3 out of their last 4. Niners, on the other hand, are just red hot. And I think this is like must win for them, especially trying to get in the playoff spot. I honestly think 3 teams are going to make the playoffs out of the NFC West, the Rams and the Cardinals. But we should see. I think just the running offenses, I don't think the Titans will get enough stops to hang with the San Francisco's offense in the running game. And I just feel like Titans offense, so many injuries, guys out. I think they're going to get exposed here with the 49ers defense. So I'm taking 49ers -3. Could be a trap line, not going to lie. Don't love the play, but it's where I'm going tonight.
Yeah, I like that play. It was kind of a game that I looked at the same way. And you look at the percentages, and I know there's like more money on Tennessee, but I don't care, man. Tennessee has not played good recently. They lost to the Steelers last week, and I just think the Steelers are dog shit.
Yeah.
And that's not even mentioning they had a loss to Houston a couple weeks back. And you really want to talk about dog shit. The Texans are bad. And so I feel like it's a tale of two teams that are playing different ball right now. And hey, 49ers, man, I got to be honest. I didn't think they were that good entering the year.
Yeah.
And they're 8-6. I feel like their defense is a little bit underrated at times. They play some good ball, man. I like -3, even if they are going on the road. Tennessee, man.
The road thing just worries me.
Yeah.
Because they got to fly across country. Short week, but I don't know.
They're
I hope
5-2 on they're 5-2 on the road, like on the money
Yeah.
line. So straight up 5-2. They play pretty well on the road. I think it may be a situation where they might be okay. Like it shouldn't be anything to worry about in my opinion. So
Basically,
I like -3.
the only reason why we won't cover here is if Tannehill has a great game. And to be honest, he's played like absolute shit the past, I don't
Year.
know,
He hasn't been that good this year. I
9
mean,
weeks,
I shouldn't
8
say
weeks,
what's that?
8, 9 weeks he hasn't played good. I literally drafted him fantasy expecting a big year or like a little better than above average, like top 15. He's probably been like top 25.
Yeah. He's a quarterback I really like. I want him to have a really good year this year, but at times he's had some very underwhelming games. I'm not saying he's bad. I shouldn't even say he's had
Yeah.
a bad year. It hasn't been that bad. But I think I expected a little bit better. I don't know.
The
But
whole line hasn't helped either, to be
yeah,
fair.
and you lose Derrick Henry. I mean, that's really where
Yeah.
that offense kind of clicked. So I get it, but I like that play though. -3 is it's a good look in my opinion. So wouldn't mind like the over in that game either. But like I said, staying away from that one. But we got two games on Saturday. I know I got one like my first half of a teaser, and I'm looking at the early game on Saturday, the Christmas game there. We got Packers going down from -7.5 to -1.5. It's a 6-point teaser. They're at home versus the Browns. This isn't a stats play. This is just I don't think the Browns are nearly as good as the Packers. You're traveling to Lambeau Field. The Packers on the other end, they're 11-3, and they ain't just like 11-3. It's not a fake 11-3. I guess is my words that I'm going for there. They're solid, man. And you travel to Lambeau anytime. It's tough, but you traveling right now. They're trying to get that NFC, like the bye week. They're trying to get that #1 seed, and I feel like Aaron Rodgers. I don't care about his toe. They're playing good ball. I know last week I had Baltimore and they covered in that game, but Baltimore also like late touchdown, went for 2. They could have like Packers could have lost that game. They need to kind of seal it up on ends on both ends, I should say. But I just feel like they're the better team, and I'm getting a -1.5. I'm gonna take that all day, baby. So just don't think Cleveland's that good. Tease them down from -7.5. That's kind of an ugly number in my opinion. Get them to -1.5. They're gonna win by 2. I feel like. So
Yeah. I agree with you. I don't see them losing that one. I thought about taking Browns plus 7.5 because I just feel like that's too many, and
yeah, it is.
it's honestly a must-win game for them. Even though last week was too, and that was a brutal loss
Dude,
they had.
they've played bad at times this year. Can't lose
Um,
like that to the Raiders.
yeah. So I think Garrett's gonna be a huge factor in that game because I don't see anyone on the Packers who's gonna block him, but um, could be ugly. That's all I can say.
Could be. Yeah, it's one of those games. I think like I said, I just don't think the Browns are all that good this year. You're right. I think that they have the team and like the players to stay in the game, but will they actually play up to what they're probably
Yeah.
capable of? Because we've seen some very, very ugly, even their wins at times. Uh, we saw them play in Detroit and they beat Detroit by 3. I mean, and we suck.
Yeah.
So I just I kind of question how good the Browns actually are. There's a reason that line is 7.5. And there's a reason I'm not going to take it. So we'll get them
Yeah.
down to -1.5. That'll kind of give you guys a nice little start to a teaser for your Christmas gambling. So, do you got anything on the Christmas games?
Nope.
All right, if you want to get
Um,
to the Sunday games, then
just gonna be watching on Christmas, instead of punching a present. Just like to enjoy
yeah, keep it
the
easy. Keep it
presents.
easy. Yeah.
Um, but for Sunday though, I do have a few plays. I mean, if we're doing teasers, I might as well jump into mine.
Okay.
First part of my teaser, I'm taking the Ravens, teasing them down to +9 at Cincy. Last time these two teams played, they got blown out 41-17 at home. I think they're gonna be pretty pissed off based on that performance. I know Lamar's still questionable. I know I've given him a bunch of shit, this team a bunch of shit on the podcast, but last week they kind of impressed me with how they handled their game against the Packers. Almost, I thought should have won that game outright, but Huntley ain't bad, even if he is the quarterback. Just a little below average Lamar Jackson. But honestly runs the offense the same way he does, both running style. And I just think that offensive line for Joe Burrow is the worst in the league. And you're going up against one of the top teams that blitz all year. Could get ugly for him. And I think it's honestly going to come down if they can't block the blitz, they're going to get really screwed. And I'm getting 9 points in a teaser. I don't think they should lose by more than a touchdown. I honestly think wouldn't be surprised if Ravens won this one outright, but I'm taking the +9 just to be safe.
Yeah, we were just talking about this one before the show. I got Bengals in this one, so I do agree with your thought process of getting it up to 9 points. I said, yeah, that's a good spot to tease it up, but I got Bengals -3 in this one, and it's for the same kind of stuff you talked about when they played head to head earlier this year. Um, Bengals beat them down 41-17. I had Bengals in that game, so maybe I'm flying a little too close to the sun here. I already took one win, with the Bengals versus the Ravens, and I'm going back for more. Maybe I'm flying a little too close to the sun and it's going to burn me. Maybe not, but I do think that
And
the Bengals are what's that?
I have the over as my other play in this game as well. So I got two plays on this game.
Okay.
Over 45 was my other one too.
Okay, so over 45. I like that, but yeah, I think Bengals have had some struggles recently. We saw them when they played the Chargers a few weeks back, and obviously they didn't play that well against San Francisco. They've had some issues, especially in home games. They've lost their last two home games, both those games I just mentioned. But I also feel like the Ravens are just our favorite team to bet against, and I have to go against them again in this game. You're right. Huntley impressed me last week, but something just tells me Joe Mixon might be able to cook something up. The two Joes, Joe Mixon, Joe Burrow, might be able to get something going. Talk about like a must-win game for both these teams. Anytime these in division games kind of go against each other, like they get very interesting. And you're right, it could go both ways. But I just feel like the Bengals, for whatever reason, have the Ravens number, and I saw how they played earlier this year, and I just have to go back to it. So not my favorite play of the week by any means. Just like I said, I think +9 is a great spot to get the Ravens, but something's just telling me, man, Bengals -3. I think this is a perfect game for them to come home, get right back on the back track, right on the back, whatever, on the right
Yeah, right.
track, back on the right track. I'm saying right on the back track, but yeah, back on the right track. And yeah, I'm excited about this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be a good game. Um, Bengals should win, but
Yeah, they should.
but
It's just about, yeah, how much do they win by, and you never know. I know that we bet
they
so
should
much
have won
against the
against the Chargers too when we were there. But
yeah, we say so much about, like, man, we don't think that they're that good with Lamar Jackson. I know Tyler Huntley played well last week, but I wonder if like that clunker of a game is going to come soon, and maybe this is the week where he kind of comes out and he doesn't play all that well because he is still a backup quarterback. It's just about, I think we talk about him being one of the better backups, but like he hasn't had that much snaps this year. You wonder if maybe this is the game where he kind of falls apart. I don't know, but either way, I'm excited. Bengals -3 at home. I like the number. So, do you want to go to what's your next 1 o'clock game? I guess here.
we can go to the second part of the teaser. I
Yeah.
got Bills tease them down to +8.5 against the Pats. I think the first time they met was honestly a complete wash with the wind and the weather. I know the Pats won that game, but like, what, Mac Jones threw the ball like 8 times. I think Bills are gonna get right up back on track. I know the Pats are coming off a loss, but I think whoever wins this game probably wins, the AFC East. But I just think the Pats are just not as great as people make them. I don't know why. I just have a feeling that they might be a team that makes it to the playoffs, loses first round. It wouldn't surprise me. I feel like their defense has held them in all year. I know Mac Jones has been playing good, but like, if you really think about it, like if you look at their offense, how many weapons do they actually really have? It's like, I don't know. I just think if I'm getting plus 8.5, no way in hell Bills lose by more than a touchdown here. I probably would have liked to take Bills plus 2.5 anyway. But I'm just taking them plus 8.5.
Yep. This is another one we talked about. I'm excited that we're kind of getting the games we're both on. I got Bills plus 2.5. I'm not afraid. I'm going right in, man. I'm buckling in. I think you're completely right that New England's solid this year, but they do have flaws, and I don't think we got to see those flaws 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, when they played that game in the absolute snow blizzard. All you could do was run the ball in that game, and the Bills kept trying to throw the ball in such tough conditions, and they just couldn't get it going. I don't think that was an accurate representation of what this team actually is, and I feel like the Bills probably are just as good of a team, if not better. And now they're going on the road. Some people are probably going to say, oh, well, it's got to be the Pats. I'm not saying that because I think Josh Allen is the better quarterback. You're going to give me Josh Allen better conditions this weekend. And everybody that has Bills is going to give you the same stat. So I'm going to just give it to you too. Josh Allen, 17-8-2 against the spread on the road in his career. He plays well on the road. I don't know why. And then the numbers are even better. I had it like off the top of my head. Let's see what it is. I got it right here for you. Josh Allen, 9-3-2 against the spread as a road underdog. So, I mean, he plays well on the road. I don't know why, but against the spread, he's a very good guy to bet with. And I just think the Bills are a solid team. I know that they're missing some pieces, but they're going to get the job done this week. You're giving me 2.5 points. I think they might win this game outright. I'm very excited about this game. Shout out all those, Bills Mafia. They're going to love this play. I just think they're probably the better team, in my opinion. I know it's like hard to say that because people are going to look at the Patriots and be like, dude, their defense has been so good. But when it comes down to it, I just feel like the Bills haven't played their best football at times recently. Yeah. And maybe they peaked too early. Like we kind of talk about that sometimes. They looked unstoppable at the first probably 4 weeks this year. And I just feel like they got to hit that stride again. So I'm going to take Bills plus 2.5, man. I'm not afraid if they're going on the road. Josh Allen's going to get it going, baby.
Give it to me too. I'm adding it.
Adding it? Yeah.
I'm adding the teaser plus 8.5 and Bills plus 2.5.
There you go. Yeah, I like Bills plus.
And maybe I might even sprinkle money line myself. But
let's go Bills Mafia.
You guys do what you want, but Bills are not losing this game.
Dude, they need this game more than the Patriots, and I think the Patriots showed last week they can get beat up, man. Like the Colts took it to them.
The Bills were so pissed after last game.
Yeah, when they talked about it.
Yeah, they literally got the ball ran down their throat and couldn't stop it.
Yeah, if you want to talk about a game where, like you said, they're pissed, they asked them after that game, I forget who the interview was, but it was with one of the defenders, and they're like, did you guys realize that, like, you guys couldn't stop the run? And they were just like, they wanted to absolutely sock the reporter in the face. Like, obviously, you can't do that, but, like, they wanted to. It was so disrespectful. They're like, did you know Mac Jones didn't even throw the ball 10 times? It was like, what a loaded question. So the defense, you want to talk about a game, obviously it's an in-division game, but a game that this means something more than just your average, game against the Jets. This is going to matter, and they're going to come out. I think Bills plus 2.5. Like I said, shout out Bills Mafia. Shout out my guy Meerkat, big Bills fan, on Twitter. So we're going to go, man. We're going to go Bills plus 2.5 there. So I can get us into our next 1:00 game. I'm excited about here. Let's go Vikings plus 3. And this is a game, man, I kind of was a little bit nervous about taking. I was a little bit nervous about taking.
It too.
You got it too? All right. Hey man, we're on the same wavelength this week. It's that Christmas, spirit going around, man. This is a game. Typically, you're gonna look at LA and the Rams. They've played some good ball, but they've also had some, easier opponents recently. They played Jacksonville and they played Seattle last week, and I don't think Russell Wilson is what Russell Wilson typically is. Listen, Minnesota plays different at home. We've kind of always said that. They're gonna have the home field advantage. And you're giving me +3. Anytime you're getting a home dog, I'm excited about it. And then you give me a home dog that has played Stafford plenty in their career. Believe me, they are no like mystery here. Believe me, Stafford has had his issues against teams in the NFC North.
Why
I'm
the
not
sack for you?
hey, I'm a big Stafford guy, but I'm gonna just lay it to you straight. They've seen him before, and he's seen them before, for that matter. So I mean, it could go it could go either way. But you're giving me +3 at home. I think this Vikings team isn't going to be like shocked by what they see. Granted, Cooper Cup and some of these guys are really nice, but they're not going to be shocked. We saw a lot of issues with COVID on the Rams, and I know some of that's kind of starting to settle down. But they've had a lot of hectic, stuff going on with them. I'm not going to say that they're a mess because they've been winning games lately, but there is a lot of stuff going around there. And is more breakout going to happen with the Rams? We don't know. But what I do know is you're giving me +3 with the Vikings team that want to talk about must win. I think they're a solid team this year. Delvin Cook, he's back kind of doing his thing. Kirk Cousins has had a very good year. Quietly, very good year. He's not going to be in an MVP conversation, but he's had a good year this year. So give me Kirk Cousins. Give me a little Delvin Cook. The Rams team has played, well as a whole this year, but I think their defense is going to have some holes. And I think Kirk Cousins and Delvin Cook are going to find them. They just got to stay in this game. Cover +3, whatever. You never know. Once again, one of those games, Vikings could pull off a win this game. It would not shock me. This isn't some crazy thing to say that like the Vikings could pull this off at home. They're at home. So
No, I agree. Everything you said. Just to add on to the Stafford thing, guy's a walking pick, by the way. But anyways, before I keep tearing his ass up, I do have more stats to back my
there you go.
roast. He is 8-13-1, and with a QBR of 89.5 against the Vikings. So what that tells you is he is dog shit against the Vikings. And I know it was when he was with the Lions, but something about that Vikings defense gets Stafford twiddling them feet in that pocket, baby. And when he does that, pick sixes, picks, and it's wraps from there. And I don't see the Rams having an answer for Justin Jefferson. Like Jalen Ramsey had a good game against Metcalf, but if you look at that game, he was beat multiple times, and Russell Wilson just didn't make the throw. I would hope Cousins makes that throw come Sunday to JJ. And I think Thielen might be back in this one. I think he's still questionable. So that could be big if he comes back. But Vikings need to win out, man, if they want to make the playoffs.
They do.
And you're at home. It's your chance. And I know people are looking at the Rams like, oh, -3. Oh, they should cover that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we don't need them to win. We don't need the Vikings to win. Could win by 2. Miss PAT.
Yeah. Seriously, I agree with that. And I think there's probably a lot of talk about like, well, the Vikings are only 7-7. Listen, 4 of those wins have come at home. They just play better ball at home. I don't know why, but their offense seems to always be clicking at home. Whenever I watch them, to me, it seems like when I watch them and they're at home, something about the crowd gets going. They do the big clap thing, like they got it fired up, man. You want to talk about a game that they need to win? You're completely right. That would put them at 8-7, and they might be able to make a late push, for that playoff. So they're going to be rocking. Man, Christmas weekend, everybody's got time off, man. Maybe a couple Christmas presents come in on Saturday, tickets to the Vikings and Rams. How could you not want to go? I'm excited just thinking about it. I'm going to make a trip to Minneapolis on Sunday. But like, hey, it's going to be a good environment there. Like I said, Christmas vibes getting up there. And they're 4-2 at home this year. Vikings have played better at home. Give us the home underdog, man. I'm fired up about that game. That's going to be a fun game to watch. I hope that they broadcast it in Detroit because I want to watch that game. So,
we're definitely going to be watching the Falcons.
yeah, we're going to have like Falcons and whoever else. Yeah, Falcons, Lions, yeah. But give me your next 1 o'clock game if you got one, because I got one more, I believe.
That's all my plays, I'm pretty sure, for the week.
Okay. Let's
I went
see.
heavy. I went heavy.
On the 4 o'clocks?
No, like
No?
we went heavy on the early games that
We
we
did. We
we
had a
ended.
lot of the same plays, so like we didn't really go one after,
Yeah, I don't. There might be something I throw out depending on how the week goes. Um, Kind of wanted to fade the Chiefs this week, but
See, okay, well, we can get into the Chiefs. That's actually, I
you have a
got,
play in that one.
yeah, I do. I have
I
that's
don't
my
have a play
first.
in that one, but I was leaning Steelers. But then again, they have.
So yeah, so I don't have Chiefs full. I got them as my second half of that teaser. So I mentioned you guys earlier, Packers down from -7.5 to -1.5. We're doing the same number, going from Chiefs -7.5 over the Steelers down to -1.5. So that's my second half of that teaser. So you got Packers and Chiefs, 6-point teaser. Listen, Steelers, not good. And I said it earlier in the podcast. I'm not even going to elaborate on that because you don't need any stats to back that one up. And then you look at Pat Mahomes. I've been very excited about what he's been doing lately. The Chiefs are playing good ball. I think earlier in the year, I was like, man, Chiefs may not have a chance at the Super Bowl. Talked a lot of crap about them. I know I've went through this kind of same speech probably the last 3 weeks. But listen, they've won like 8 in a row now, I think. 7 or 8 games in a row now. And
Like
I
that.
mean, they're beating good teams. Obviously, last week over the Chargers, that was a tough loss for you, I know. But hey, they fought back in that game and they won that game. Overtime winner. And they've beaten, Dallas. Obviously, I think there was some smack talk going into last week's game, and I kind of believed it a little bit. People were like, well, during this win streak, the only teams they've really put the beat down on are the Raiders. And the Raiders, is that just like their favorite team to play? Nah, 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 nah. That was a bunch of bullshit. They went out and they beat the Chargers, and they're not going to lose to the Steelers. You're giving me 2 points. I don't think they're going to win by 7.5. So what am I going to do? I'm going to tease it down. Getting the Chiefs at home anytime is something I'm excited about, but getting them -1.5, I mean, they may blow out the Steelers for all that has to be said here is Chiefs 10-4 this year. Steelers are just struggling right now. So give me a Chiefs win by 2. I'll be happy. We'll seal the deal on that teaser. You're getting 2 of the best teams in the league with the Packers and the Chiefs at -1.5. How could you not be excited about that, really?
Yeah, I mean,
So,
the only thing that worried me was COVID here. That's why I stayed away. If it was 10, what it started at, I would have taken Steelers. I think it's too many points, 7.5.
even still, 7.5 might
Still feel
be.
like it's a lot. They don't have Kelsey or Hill. It's like 2 main weapons for him on offense. I don't know.
They'll be all right. They'll be all right. My guy, Pat Mahomes, he'll get the job. It's the Steelers, dude. I
No,
know
I
their
mean, yeah, they
defense is
should win.
supposed to be
I
good.
mean, they should. 9 out of 10 times they should win,
Yeah,
but they are hit by COVID.
I know, but
And
it's
then knowing our luck, watch like Mahomes Sunday morning. Oh, he's in protocol.
that's what's been really tough. And I know we kind of said it a little bit earlier, but we make these bets on Thursday, guys. Like, how am I supposed to know if so and so is going to pop up on Saturday night with COVID? When you guys lock in your bets on Sunday, just keep that in mind that, like, we're trying, man. But COVID ravages the podcast sometimes. I don't know how it worked out last week, but it was all over the place. Games being pushed to Tuesday. It was crazy, man. But yeah, no, so I got Chiefs as my second half of the teaser. I understand the COVID concern, but I'm not afraid, man. -1.5. It just feels like one of those spots. I shouldn't even be, probably as confident, but I am. I am. So I only got one more play. So if you want to get to whatever your next 4 o'clock is.
So that's all I think my plays for the rest of the card.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have nothing else
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, we kind of did hit it hard.
because I basically, I basically doubled down on the Bills with Bills and the teaser, and then I have two plays on the Bengals game, the over and the teaser. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I just hit 3 games hard.
I was gonna say, man, it's not a bad thing though sometimes because if you feel like you got a good read on a game, whether it's the points amount in that game and the spread and everything, I mean, you're gonna have some good plays this week. The plays that you did double down on, I think, are good plays. I only got one more play, and it kind of goes off of not necessarily COVID, but more just injury related. And that's the last play I got is Raiders +1 at home versus the Broncos. I just don't think the Broncos are an outstanding team this year. And then you take Teddy Bridgewater away, and you give me Drew Lock. Listen, I I wanted to like Drew Lock when he came out of Mizzou because I really liked betting on him in college. But Drew Lock, since he's come into the league, has had his struggles. And last year is the epitome of what Drew Lock is. He turns the ball over a lot. He played 13 games last year. He had 19 turnovers. He threw 15 interceptions and had 4 fumbles in 13 games. I mean, he is just a turnover monster. And I hate to say that because I like the guy and he's always balling on the sideline. You know, you've seen the classic video of him. It's a cool video, but he ain't a good quarterback. You know, the Raiders are just the better team. I get that they lost Kenyon Drake and they've had plenty of injuries and, you know, some COVID concerns themselves, but I'm getting them at home in Vegas, getting +1. So technically they could lose by 1 and we'd push. Just give me the points with the home underdog here, and just taking away Teddy Bridgewater. I don't think people are realizing, like, to me, it's kind of a big gap between Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock. I think there's this like big thing, and I probably said earlier in the year that I didn't think that there was a gap between Bridgewater and Drew Lock. And then I watched Teddy Bridgewater play this year, and he played some pretty good ball. I don't think Drew Lock's is as good. So kind of doesn't make sense to me why the Broncos are favored. I know that their defense has had some, success this year, and Bradley Chubb is, kind of an elite defender, and they've had some other really good pieces on that defense step up. But Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, I'm excited about. So Raiders +1 really just sums it up. They're just the better team, in my opinion. Doesn't really make sense to me why this is even a pick 'em. It should be like -2 for the Raiders from my assessment, at least. So
No, I agree. I mean, the reason why I didn't touch this one is I just felt like it might be a trap. I don't know what Vegas is trying to do with this.
yeah,
Because,
it is weird. So maybe I am getting trapped, but sometimes you fall
like,
for it.
I know like Vegas on a short week, they did fly back. I don't know. Something's weird about it. Like maybe they just expect like the Raiders to shit the bed. Yeah, because I kind of like Broncos last week against the Bengals. I almost added that late. I'm glad I didn't because they were looking good with Teddy in there. It was like a tie game, and then defense was
Right.
holding them in there, man. Like the defense is solid. I guess that's what it comes down to in this one. If they can score some points, probably Broncos probably cover. But I mean, I'm taking Derek Carr over Drew Lock, like you said. But
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe I am getting trapped, but as far as the plays go, that's it for me. So I'll wrap it up. I got a 6-point teaser of Packers down to -1.5, and then Chiefs down to -1.5. I got Vikings +3 at home versus the Rams, Bengals -3 at home versus the Ravens, Bills +2.5 on the road versus the Patriots, and then I have Raiders +1 at home versus the Broncos. That's it for me.
so for me, I have Niners -3 tonight at the Titans. Then here comes the overload of games. I got Bills +2.5, and I got Bills +8.5 in the first part of my teaser. The second part of the teaser, I have Ravens +9, and then I have the over 45 in the Ravens game, and then I'm taking Vikings +3.
There you go, man. That's some good plays this week. Like I said, I think it's a better week of games. These Christmas games, I think they lined up pretty well. Packers and Browns, and then you got Cardinals and Colts. Even though I don't have a bet on the Cardinals and Colts, that's going to be a fun game to watch, in my opinion. It was like a 1-point spread, so clearly they think it's going to be a close game. But some good vibes this week. Like I said, I think everybody's excited about a little Christmas break here. Get some football in, more bowl games heating up through the next week, especially this weekend and like leading into next week. Those college games are going to get really good. But last thing we're going to wrap the show up on. I always pop these questions up on Breeze. But what would you say is the best Christmas movie? If you had to pick one, what's the best Christmas movie?
Elf.
Elf? Yeah, you know what? It was Elf, or I think The Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey is like money. I crack up. Maybe it's just because Jim Carrey is just
I don't think I've ever
fucking
seen that
insane.
one.
Dude, you got to watch it. It's like it's the real life version of The Grinch. Dude, it's
When
good.
did it come out?
Dude, it came
Like
out like in like the 2000s. It's been
no,
out for a long time. Yeah, you got to watch that one. That's like your homework for the week. It's probably just because Jim Carrey is like fucking
maybe I've seen it. I
insane.
don't remember.
You've probably seen it, but yeah, Jim Carrey's insane. He's
I'd
goofy.
say that or the Home Alones. I
Home
always love those.
Alone's, I'd say I'm a sucker. I think like Christmas Vacation and A
Yeah.
Christmas Story are like classics, even though
Meet
they're
the Fockers is always good.
yeah, right. Yeah,
Talk about if
there's
you always want to laugh.
yeah, I was gonna say there's some really good ones out there. There's movies that are like Christmas movies adjacent, like Die Hard. Is that a Christmas movie? Like it's kind of, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's some good ones. But I agree, like anytime you're getting Will Ferrell, Elf is just such a classic. It's so goofy, it's funny. I
Yeah.
appreciate the humor. Same thing with the Grinch, like because Jim Carrey, he's funny, he plays the Grinch well. He's just so absurd that it makes the character. So, um, I think that's some good selections. We put out some good ones. If you guys have never seen any of those, you guys got to go see them.
Hey,
So
you're
there you
forgetting the
go.
big one.
What's
Harry
that?
Potter. Harry Potter.
Yeah, I mean, like I guess it's kind of Christmas, right?
What do you mean? Like two of the movies are during Christmas.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's like the Christmas adjacent. You're right. Yeah, I was gonna say there's some Christmas spirit in
You
there
want
for
to get in
sure.
your witchcraft, we're talking about Christmas
True,
delivering
true.
presents through a chimney. Talk about
There you go. There you go. All right, man. Well, that wraps it up for us this week, guys. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to anybody, not celebrating Christmas, whatever. Happy holidays. We hope you guys have a great weekend and hopefully let's win some bets, guys. I'm gonna try to go 5-0 again this
sure.
week, man.
Why
Breeze is
not?
gonna do same thing. Yeah, why not us? Why not us, man?
Why
So
not?
all right, guys. Well, that wraps it up. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.